our first review of the night, as DB pointed out, with the silliness. It's the 2025 version of Anaconda.
Yeah, I mentioned in a previous review that I made an attempt to watch it, then gave up around the half-hour mark. But I was subjected to enough familial pressure that I had missed the best part of the movie, quote unquote, that I decided to give it another go.
Yeah.
So of course, since I'd already seen the first part, while that was playing, I was actually screwing around on my phone. And you know what? I understand now what they mean when they say that Netflix movies are designed to be something you have on in the background while you're messing around on your phone.
Yes, because not a whole lot happens. Yeah, so this movie is basically it's not a remake, it's not a reboot or reimagining or anything. It's basically it's like a meta commentary on like on the whole process, I guess.
It's like if The Three Amigos was a sequel to a more serious movie.
Right. Yeah. Right. So yeah, like if Three Amigos was like a remake of The Magnificent Seven, an actual, or doing something along those lines. Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to think of if there's because it's basically about some guys who decide that they're going to make their own Anaconda movie and then go down to Brazil and run into a giant anaconda.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So the movie centers on our basically four main characters. We've got Jack Black's character Doug, who is he's a videographer, works for a company that makes wedding videos or films, as he says. But he hates doing it because it's really boring and unfulfilling. Which, I mean, if I was in his shoes, I'd probably be feeling the same way. I mean, that would probably get really old after a while, making cheesy wedding videos, all the time.
Right, especially when he thinks he's an artiste.
Yeah. And then we've got Paul Rudd's character, Ronald Griffith Jr., or Griff as he's called. And it didn't dawn on me until like the next day after I watched this movie. Him being called Griff is applicable when you watch them, when you get further into the movie. Griff for grifter. I don't know if that was intentional or not. But yeah, so Griff is a wannabe actor who's out in Hollywood. He gets fired from his new job playing Doctor Number 3 on some hospital drama, and so he's walking along the back lot of this studio, and he sees happens to walk past a poster of Anaconda, the 1997 movie that had J-Lo, it had Ice Cube, Eric Stoltz, who for those of you who don't know, Eric Stoltz, he was in a lot of movies, but he most famously was the original actor hired to play Marty McFly before he got fired.
Well, at least he got to be in a movie about a giant snake, I suppose.
I suppose, yeah, or a failed prequel to Battlestar Galactica. But yeah, so then Paul Rudd, of course, they're all from Buffalo, and Paul Rudd goes back to Buffalo because it's Doug's birthday, and of course, Doug is married and he has a son, and of course, then we meet the other two friends. One of them is Kenny, who's played by Steve Zahn, who I've seen in a lot of comedies, although I haven't seen him anything lately.
Steve Zahn is like the ultimate. I kind of know that guy, but I don't know why. Because I don't think he's ever really been in anything where he was the lead.
No, he hasn't. He's always been kind of he's always been the supporting guy. and then last but
He
not
has like
least,
these very wide eyes. It's like
yes,
and he's good at sounding stupid.
yeah. Let me just let me peek at his filmography real quick to see if maybe
Yeah,
I
I'm
anything
morbidly
jumps out.
curious now too.
Well, he was in
Oh,
one of
he
the
was in
nine.
Sahara. Oh God, the one time they tried to make him
Oh,
big,
that's right. Oh, yeah, that's
which
right.
he
He
was
was.
actually pretty good in that.
Yeah. He yeah, he was. That's right. He was McConaughey's sidekick. Um, then let's see what else.
He was in the War for the Planet of the Apes. He was Bad Ape, is the only thing he's
Oh,
described as.
oh man. Yeesh.
Um,
Yeah, he was in a lot of looks like he was in a lot of comedies in the 90s. Oh, he actually had a role in Crimson Tide, huh?
and,
Um
and a bunch of voice acting stuff. He was in Phineas and Ferb in a
oh,
couple episodes.
yeah. Oh, it looks like he was in looks like he was in White Lotus, but of course I've never watched the White Lotus, so I don't know anything about it. But yeah, and then last but not least in the to round out is the of course it's kind of the prototypical like, oh yeah, you got like a group of three guys and then you have to have a girl. Um,
Oh, Saving Silverman.
oh, Jack Black was in that one too, wasn't
Huh. Was he one of the friends?
he?
Okay, we're
Yeah,
going down
yeah. We're going down a really
you're
good
right.
rabbit. We're going down a weird rabbit hole now. um, and then yeah, but then rounding out the cast is Tawny Newton, who plays Claire, and she's like the girl of the group. And from what it sounds like, the most financially successful of all of them, because she's the one who's when they all get together and decide that they want to make their own Anaconda movie, she's the one financing it. Um, and of course, the whole reason it kicks off is because Paul Rudd finds an old videotape of a like a short film that he and the others made when they were kids, and so they kind of got them inspired. And then Paul Rudd's like, they're all sitting in the diner talking about Anaconda and quoting the lines, and Paul Rudd says, "I have the rights to Anaconda."
Which is already a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, yeah, it's a bit of a stretch for a Hollywood, yeah, a struggling Hollywood actor to buy the rights to a film property from a major studio.
Like I remember on was it the show News Radio with
Yeah.
Stephen Root? Uh, there was like a storyline there where for like the rich boss bought everybody like a sports car for their birthdays,
Oh,
and
that's
one of the
right.
characters he like it looked like he just got him a CD of Fibber McGee and Molly, an old radio show,
That's right.
and he was like super bummed out, and then it turned out that no, the boss bought him the rights to Fibber McGee and Molly because he
Right.
liked old radio shows.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and like that, okay, that in 1990, whatever, that's a more plausible thing for you to somehow rummage through intellectual property and buy the rights to.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. And because yeah, because I mean I've given some thought to like going through like some B movie, property and trying to buy the rights for it. But I'm like, oh man, I don't think I could afford it even if it's like some, forgotten franchise from like a B movie producer. I don't think there's any way I could do it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's already kind of built on a really flimsy. It really should have been an obvious lie, but I was kind of so busy cringing out that I didn't even think about it.
Oh yeah.
Because like I'm just gonna like say right up front, like there are moments in this movie that work comedy wise. A lot of it is very much yeah, well, that was a thing style comedy. Like very and I get the whole concept of the movie is meta, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like it feels weird to complain about the comedy stylings being too meta, but here we are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if there's one style of comedy that really needs to die, it is the well, that's a thing, or that happened.
Right. It's because you can have a good comedy about meta things, but I think we kind of need like a moratorium.
Mhm.
Um, like just an example is when they're sitting around the table talking about their fond memories of the movie Anaconda, and yeah, and like talking about all these. Well, let's be honest here: Jennifer Lopez, Ice Cube, the guy who wasn't Marty McFly. This is not really a it's not really like a murderer's row of good actors.
No, no. Well, I mean, well, I will say too. John Voight was in it as well.
Right,
That's
but that's like the the exception, right?
right. Yeah. Well,
So
he's the prestige actor that you hire for an indie movie to give it some legitimacy. Yeah.
right, or your B movie.
Right. Yeah.
Um, and like, I feel like there was a way to make that joke more funny than they managed, but they couldn't quite do it.
Yeah. 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 Because then as soon as they get down there, it does turn into the whole, oh, they're in the movie now, because they not only do they have this giant anaconda, which looks like a prehistoric, like the just judging from the size of it, which help me out, DB. The anacondas don't get that big, do they?
No, so I think the measured limits are somewhere around 20 feet or so, and there are
Yeah.
rumors periodically of ones that are 30 feet. Crazy thing, there were actually snakes probably about as big as what was portrayed in the movie at some
Yeah.
point, called the Titan boa.
Uh,
But it's not like there's anything around remotely like that today, if only because what the hell would they be eating that would require them to be that size?
uh, a lot of cows, I guess.
Yeah. Going after caimans and gators and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But yeah, so they get out there and they hire a woman named Anna to be there. I should say a woman named Anna who is on the run from the law. We kind of
Yeah.
missed the whole.
Oh, yeah. That
Actually,
whole.
we don't know that
Yeah.
she's on the. Actually, no. It's vague early on who is who at the zoo.
Right. Yeah.
So you
Yep.
think
Yeah.
that she's initially like a good, like she's kind of in the right, because at the area where they're filming, it happens to be a spot where there's illegal gold mining going on.
Yes, and the chemicals from the gold mining are seeping into the water and contaminating it.
Oh God, it just occurred to me. Is that the explanation for how there's a 60-foot snake?
Oh, that
Like,
might be.
I don't think they
It's
ever
like
like, directly call that
it's
out,
like
but
yeah. Oh yeah, that's like oh god, that's like alligator. And that which is kind of along the lines of this movie where the alligator that gets flushed down the toilet and then it becomes this super creature because it gets exposed to chemicals and it's massive. Uh, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true in this case, but yeah.
It's not implausible.
But so then not implausible, but yeah, so this woman Anna, she oh, I just caught that on Anaconda. Huh.
Oh, you're right.
But yeah, so she basically hijacks their boat, and then of course, yeah, they get caught up in the whole subplot with because they, the gold and the law enforcement and everything. And then there's this. We also forgot to mention the snake handler. So
Santiago, played by Sultan Mello.
Yeah, and he has his own pet anaconda that he treats like a son, and yeah, and he like dotes on him and everything, and even though it's a vicious man-eating snake, and
okay, he is actually Brazilian. I realized that on the one hand, it sounded like he had a very put-on accent. But then I said to myself, DB, do you actually know what a Brazilian accent sounds like? And I realized I didn't have a point of reference for that.
yeah. Well, yeah, I could tell he was because I and well, never mind, not important, but yeah, he. I don't know. I don't want to know how spoiler heavy we want to get with this.
So we usually go at this from the perspective of how much do we think that the audience would enjoy this movie, or is this worth somebody's time? I think after giving it 2
Yeah,
tries,
and I
it's not especially.
I yeah, I didn't think like the comedy really
You're cutting in and out.
didn't. Yeah. Oh, I am. Oh,
Yeah.
am I okay now?
All right. Um, I think so. Let's go ahead and try again.
Uh, um, the comedy really didn't. Comedy was okay. Um, how's that?
Yep, you sound fine.
Okay. Yeah, my internet's been acting kind of wonky lately. Um, but yeah, like there were a couple of parts in there where I chuckled a little, but I didn't, I wasn't like rolling on the floor laughing. Um, and like the yeah, it fell into the trap of a lot of comedies, which is that the climax was really silly and stupid. Yeah, so
Yep. Yeah, like the best scenes in the movie are like physical comedy scenes. Like there's a bit where they accidentally throw the pet anaconda off the boat and it gets chopped up
yeah,
in the propellers, and it's so audacious that you kind of do smile a little bit.
yeah,
Probably the funniest bit is they think that Jack Black is dead at one point, so they tie a pig to his back to make it harder for the anaconda to swallow him to buy them more time.
yeah,
And
and then
then,
they stuff a squirrel in his mouth.
yeah, like Steve Zahn's character is like, snakes love squirrel meat.
Yeah,
Like it was just stupid enough that it kind of tickled my funny bone a bit. Also, they do the thing where the ending of their movie from the start of it mirrors the Anaconda. Uh, it mirrors the how they end up dealing with the Anaconda.
yeah,
Also, Paul Rudd's character never is punished. Like we don't think we actually said this explicitly. It seemed
yeah,
implausible, but yeah, he was just plain lying about having the rights to Anaconda, which,
yeah,
as far as lies go, is that like okay, there's a lot of leaps of logic there. Like okay,
yeah,
you don't have the rights to Anaconda. Why not just say, remember how much we loved Anaconda? Why don't we go make our own snake movie?
yeah,
You don't have to have this liar revealed plot because, um, spoiler alert to what I kept being told was the best scene in the movie. Uh, so they're on the river and a whole bunch of boats go by and they find out that they are from Sony shooting a remake of Anaconda with the original cast.
yeah,
Now, okay, it's like just from my perspective, without forcing a bunch of character drama for no reason, uh, it could have actually worked just as well if they were trying to shoot their own Snake movie inspired by Anaconda and then lose hope because they're making a real Anaconda movie that's going to beat them to market
yeah.
and have the name recognition. Like so, then they have to decide how to deal with that.
Right. Yeah, yeah. But that is not what they did.
Nope.
Yeah. But
The uh, Also at the end of the movie, like they apparently make a movie starring other people to play them, it which is still called Anaconda, and it's like them making the movie. Uh,
yeah,
uh, but they still like lose a lawsuit to Sony because they still didn't have the rights to Anaconda. And like I've seen multiple comedy movies about making movies where the ending is like somebody making a movie based on the process of the making of the movie because it becomes more interesting. I can't
yeah.
think of what it is right this second though.
Oh yeah, uh, wasn't Jack Black in that one too? I can't remember.
Oh, Tropic Thunder. That's the
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
so they aimed for probably the best comedy that Jack Black was ever in and stole the ending to that and didn't even do as nearly as good of a job of it.
No, yeah. Yeah, because at least that one had a John Voight cameo in it.
Yeah.
And hey, Arcos, good to see you.
Hey, man.
Yeah, and yeah, they played that song multiple times in the movie.
Not the Nicki Minaj version, which if this movie had been made 5 or 10 years ago, they absolutely would have.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't think this is worth your time. If you do decide to turn it on, the experience of watching it with a phone in your hand is actually superior before I start paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, you just look up every so often when somebody shouts or there's an action scene with the snake, and and a lot of like the bad dialogue just washes over you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which yeah, is the Netflix way at this point. So
Yep.
oh, also I forget if I mentioned this. Also, the best part of the movie was when Ice Cube is there, and he has survived the attack that killed everybody else. Because of course the snake goes after the film crew.
Right.
And it's like, in what way is this the best part of the movie? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Is it because it's Ice Cube and he's there?
I guess. Yeah. And then they take a selfie with him, and then he tells them, don't post it, and then they end up posting it.
Yeah. And there's like a joke about, Jenny's fine, she's from the block. That was probably the best line.
Yeah, yeah. And he's like, stole something from the block.
Okay, yeah, okay. I guess I can see where that would be a highlight of the movie now that I think back on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good line. That was a good little line in there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so like it's very mediocre to not great. And I would say that there are better comedies on Netflix. Like, is Spies on Us still on there?
No,
Or did we? No, we watched it on Tubi. That's right. Go
Yeah.
watch Spies Like Us on Tubi for free. You'll have a better time.
Yeah.
Um,
Indeed. Yes.